Welcome to tonight's intro to trading call. This is also being recorded. This is an intro call. I say that because I do one-on-one sessions where I work on you privately. What I mean by that is I mark up charts. I help you understand what I'm about to show you today. A little bit about what I'm going to go into today is marking up our pairs for tonight, how our previous week had gone in trading. Also, another thing that I'm going to go over is a few things that, I think that have helped me in the trading week and the trading weeks prior to these months, and now a year that I've been, trading in these markets. So I'm going to share that with you guys today. Thank you guys for being on the call. I appreciate you guys, and also the people watching this on the replay. Thank you guys for watching this. I will tag all the information at the bottom of the post when I post this video on YouTube. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys' time. This will take me about 20 to 30 minutes. You guys can pause the video, pick it back up, and do whatever it is that you need to do. I'm not asking everybody to watch it from start to finish. I know some people have to work, but if you have the time, just take note, listen to the information, because potentially it can, shift your life. If you're open-minded, if you're somebody that wants change, that wants growth, and that wants to make money, in these markets, because at the end of the day, it's about making money and living how we want to truly live. That way we're not just wasting our moments and our time. Because people all over the world are working extremely hard for very little. And this is why I do what I do. So I appreciate you guys for being on the call tonight. And I'm going to get into the good stuff. So tonight we're going to take a look at USD. I'm looking at this for a potential bullish little run. However, I'm always prepared for the sell setup. The sell setup for me would be right underneath this area right here. So that's where the sell setup would be for me. And if you're not too familiar with how to use these tools, again, watch the prior videos to this one, and we try to help you as much as we can with the tools and the indicators. This is just more of a call on, how to set up your trade if you're already an advanced trader. That way you're ready to go for both options for tonight. I see this pair probably potentially breaking either tonight, if not tomorrow for sure. We got a lot of UK holidays happening on Thursday. We got France is holiday. We got Germany's holiday. And then we got Swiss is holiday. So we got quite the day on Thursday. So there's not going to be any trading for those days, for those markets. You could still trade it, but you're probably going to lose your money if you're trading those days. It's going to be very inconsistent, the market. So yeah, you want to stay away from the market on those days for sure. We're also looking at AUD USD. One thing I would want to recommend that you guys all do is keep your markups, don't erase them. That way you can track your progress. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're teaching, when you're coaching, people need to see how it is that you mark up and what it is that you're seeing. Okay, so that's one thing that I do recommend. So two of the pairs that I have mentioned so far, Euro USD and AUD USD. AUD USD, obviously I haven't shown you guys yet, but this one in particular, I share this. Why? Because my sell wouldn't happen until it makes a sharp move down, or now that you're seeing this area over here that's yellow, it can also happen right here. So those are my two sell opportunities. I wouldn't jump into the trade for a sell just yet. I see this more being a buy, because if it rejects at that next price bar, or at that the next price bar for the day, then that's when I see it potentially coming back down. But I don't see it coming down right now as of right now. I see it hanging in there pretty strong. It's on the 50-50 RSI. There's no room for the trade to really go down right now from what I see. It might go down a little bit, but like I said, it would have to drive up a little bit more to drive down, like you guys see in that second option right there. So I really appreciate you guys for hopping on to the call. And then obviously we got this congruency right from this area because this is a area of resistance. So what I'm gonna type in my notes, that's something that I do encourage you guys to do, is write notes on your chart. That way you're able to keep track of things. So for instance, resistance. I'm gonna mark this as a resistance area, and I'm just gonna type it right here. Move it out of the way, clean. Keep it clean. Keep your chart clean. Resistance. And this is like simple. And then obviously the coordinates are what I plug in and I teach you through the one-on-one sessions. Obviously you can follow along these videos because some of these videos are put on YouTube so that it can help benefit other people as well that are trading in the market, that are advanced, that maybe need one or two things. But again, if you're starting this from scratch, don't think you're that person that you can learn on YouTube just from videos that you can pick up on your own. You need somebody to help you understand the step by step 5-minute markups. You need to understand how it looks when it's trending, when it's not trending. I also help you as a coach through a medium in everything FX. That's actually where you would learn and pick a lot of these things up. I want you guys to write that down if you guys are there and have a pen available, or if you guys have have a phone available, just type that in. That way you can do that on your own time. Set up a Everything FX account and then set up a Trading View account. So those are two of the websites that I'm using right now currently. And then going back to the markup, just mark up the resistance area like this. You can keep it clean and out of the way. So you could even put it over on this area like that. That way you can see your markup, your trade. It's very important to see that. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys on that pair. Let's see. And then another good thing that, the drop down is you can actually add your favorite pairs to the right over here. That way you can just scroll down through them. That way when you're like going through certain things, you're checking off with certain things. Like for instance, right now I'm going to check off with the DXY and see how that's doing. Right. So I see the DXY looking pretty strong right now. I don't see it really in any danger of like making a drastic move down, but then again, you never know. Never underestimate the power of trading because it can potentially turn red pretty soon. But what I see it doing is following something like this. Potentially. Because that's what it looks like it's doing. And what I mean by that is these little blocks right here. And a lot of what's happening with your USD has to do with the DXY. Okay, so that's why I always share with you guys to mark those pairs together and see what's going on with those pairs. Truly, because what I see this pair doing is maybe driving up potentially up to this area, because we got a pretty strong candle right in this area. We got a pretty strong flag up in this area that hit around 103. So that's essentially where I see this pair. This is actually the volume pair for a lot of the U.S. currency pairs. So like if you're trading like USD CAD, USD JPY, they're gonna look similar to that setup right there. Obviously, they're not gonna look exactly the same, but it's gonna look similar. When you're marking up your chart, for instance, you want to keep certain things down. That way, you're able to understand what you're looking for. For instance, in this pair, we're looking for. Let's see if this is accurate right now. This is the previous week's markup. So this is kind of like a recap of last week and what we looked at as far as the JPY pair to see what it did. Looking forward to a push upon a push up soon, since the market's holding and DXY seems to have had a positive outcome for the day. So I was looking for a buy right around this area. So it gave us a buy the third day, because this is on a daily, right? So each candle is a day, for the people wondering. And then obviously if you switch the time frame to the 4 hour, each candle is 4 hours. But in this case, each candle is 4 days. What I see happen is exactly what I have planned. The X was where, I would have closed out of my trade. Obviously, if I was in a trade for a buy, right? And then I would have potentially caught all this right in this area, which is what, a lot of people did. I know that I caught it for a buy up here, and then I had to like ride the entire trade, which is why I wrote the X out right there, because I was pretty confident that it was only going to go to that other psychological area of 105,935. um, that's it. That's a good area to look at. And again, with the one-on-one sessions, I teach you that a little bit more. So pay attention to those areas, because a lot of people are doing different things, right? But a lot of people don't know how to trade with the psychological areas. And I understand that a lot of people have different strategies. I understand a lot of people have different ways of trading. However, I have been making this a lifestyle for myself. So I can say that, for the most part, I know what I'm doing. I know a thing or two about trading. I'm not doing this as a secondary stream of income. I'm actually doing this as a first stream of income. This is how I do a lot of the things that I do. And a bit of how you can understand Forex if you're watching this for the first time. Just going back to this is, for instance, if the market moves up 14 points, if you put one micro lot in, that's $14.40. If you put a mini lot on 144 points, on 144 points, it'd be $14.40 on a 1 cent, which is a micro lot, right? And a mini lot would be 10 cents. That would be $144. That's where the numbers start increasing. And then if you were to do a standard, right, with the short stop loss, and I teach you how to do this again in the coaching sessions. I'll teach you how to put a stop loss. Just like I said, have questions, have a notebook, be ready to learn, and be ready to understand yourself through this, because there's going to be a lot of demons that you have inside of you that come out with trading, like insecurity, or I don't want to trade my money, or what if I lose, or I don't see my profits, or like how do I trade? And you keep asking the same thing, and all you need to do is take trades. Like hit a button on your phone that says buy, right, or sell, and stay out of the market when it's in the middle, right? And listen to your coach. That's it. Like, you know what I mean? If you can do that, you can be successful in these markets. It's simple, right? And you can make $1,400 potentially on just 144 points. The market goes up and down, week in, week out. Our job is just to understand what it's doing that day, where it's at. Like, for instance, you could have took the short sell, right, on this pair, right, because you see where it hit the EMA. That EMA is the exponential moving average, basically a tool to keep track of data, right? I use that because in order for it to break that area, it needs a really strong push, which it's giving you right here. So this is also a potential good buy after it crosses our resistance area. And again, it's marked at that psychological area of 107,900, the area I just mentioned to you guys. So a lot of trading is pretty simple. A lot of people are just speculating. Like I said, watch out for those people. Those people probably are going to help you lose a lot of money. They're going to be very skeptical in the markets. And if they do know how to trade, they know how to trade for themselves. They don't know how to help you understand this concept. It takes a little bit more than just understanding how to plug in the trade to help somebody else make money, right? That's just the way it goes. So USD CAD, what is it doing? It looks like it wants to break trend. From what it looks like to me, it looks like it wants to break trend to come down. I've been following this pair for quite some time now, right? So with the economy the way it is, and then with everything happening the way it's happening, it looks like it wants to creep down underneath that EMA, which is that exponential 50-day moving average, which is the navy blue one. And it's the same for the previous markup that I shared with you guys. Toward that one was more of an indication that it was going to buy. This one's more of an indication here that it wants to follow our DXY pair and sell off for a little bit. So we're looking at UCAD for a potential sell. So keep an eye out for that early in the morning. So again, if you guys need these times, schedule your sessions. That way I can work with you one-on-one so you can have this information. These calls are more like just to take our setups for the night and for the morning, because a lot of these pairs are going to be trading first thing in the morning. Like for instance, USD CAD is a New York London session, right? So that's a early in the morning trade. So drop that down, add that to your calendar. If you don't exactly know how to do that, text me, follow my Instagram, follow us on Facebook, follow us on our messenger groups, follow us on the Telegram to take the signals and to follow the rhythm of these trades because it's really not that hard. It's actually harder for me to express it and break it down to you if you want to, quote it in those terms, than for you to actually just plug in the trade. That's pretty simple on your end. That's really, really, truly simple. Okay, so we're looking at UCAD for potential sell. Not going to get too caught up in details with that pair. Also, another pair that I was mentioning to you guys prior to this, I believe, was AUD/USD. So let's look and see what that's doing. That's giving us a nice little support on that EMA line right now, from what I'm seeing. I have this pair all the way marked up. So I was expecting to break at the 1, and I got to break right at the 1. So that's why you invest into the education with Isaiah. So if you find yourself feeling like you're an expert or you're listening to experts, chances are you're probably not listening to experts because they sound like they know everything, right? I'll be okay with like telling you, hey, look, I don't know what I'm talking about. But in this case, it's all documented. Other people are just speculating. Like, that's truly the truth. Like, what I'm talking is the truth. Like, a lot of people out there are really, really crappy traders. Like, 90% of people are crappy traders. That's why they don't post their profits. That's why they say, well, he's probably profiting on a demo. Okay, well, let me ask you this. I would like to see your profits on your demo. Is that cool? Can you show me like a $20,000 trade on your demo? Because I don't see you doing that either, right? So, like, ask people for their results, whether you're listening to them for the demo information because you're starting off, or the live, because at the end of the day, I teach my students that the demo is the live and you treat both the same, because you don't want to treat things in life differently. You want to treat everything the same. That's how you're going to start gaining more power, more understanding, and that's how you're going to be able to apply all the knowledge that you hear, right? Because a lot of people are cool with hearing new information, but they're not cool with hearing the same information. And I realized one thing in my life, when my life changed, was when I was willing to listen to the same information, my information, because I don't need to be listening to nobody else. And I'm not saying to not have mentors. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I don't need to listen to somebody in terms of I don't need to look good for somebody. I need to look what I need to look for myself. And that's going to come from, sticking to your trading plan. That's going to come from sticking to you, the way you do things as a person. Because a lot of people out there will say, do this, do that, take this sell, take this buy. Don't trust them until you trust you with what you see in the markets first. Okay. The reason I say that is because there are a lot of people that don't know what we know, right? There's a reason why I paid good money for this education that I'm sharing with you guys. I didn't just get up here and wing it. I didn't learn from somebody on YouTube, guys. Think about it. If I were to want to learn how to play basketball, right? For instance, this pair's looking tremendous, by the way. But let's say I was wanting to learn how to play basketball, which I did, and I took myself through the journey. For the people curious out there, did I play? Why is he analyzing basketball? Why are you even asking this question, right? So if you're that person watching this, just no, don't be that person, bro. Get yourself out the video. Don't be in the conversation. You don't have to watch this video, right? This is for the people that want to actually learn, right? But where I was going with that is, if you're learning how to play basketball, you're not going to learn on YouTube. As much as you can learn on YouTube, that's not going to take you to a pro level. When you're talking about AUD/USD, you're talking about Goldman Sachs, you're talking about JP Morgan Chase, you're talking about Wells Fargo, you're talking about major banks that play with the central bank. So you're talking about professionals. You mean to tell me you're going to learn from some dude on YouTube? No, guys, like, you have to like understand how to trade and what it is that you're doing. That way you're not always like skeptical and like you're like in life just like, no, yeah, I'm hopeful that this is going to work for me. Nah, you don't want to be riding that hope, because you're going to be riding a really, really, really rough route in trading. You're going to be pretty bad, in pretty bad shape. You're going to be very emotional through your trading. I don't want that for anybody. So that's why I say, like, get together with me, brainstorm thank you for, being on the call. I appreciate you guys if you guys do this already, because that's what's separating you from the rest of the people that just want to say that they're good, or, just truly, truly don't spend the time that I have spent in watching these markets. Like, I've really spent in the last, I want to say just 4 months even, I spent over 10,000 hours looking at these charts, like easy. That's why I know these levels, guys. So there's certain things that I'll teach you in my one-on-one sessions. This particular trade, we're gonna mark. Like, I'm gonna help you guys illustrate without the indicators. That way you guys can see how that looks. What I'm looking for is a support right here on the EMA. It's a 50 DMA. So when you're looking for a buy, this is what you look for. This is the area that you're looking for it to support and keep supporting, to keep creeping up to potentially right here to 7,100 again. Or 71. So that's what we're looking for in this trade. But obviously in between that, it's going to give you little channels like this of resistance, of wanting it to come down. This is an area that it wants to come down, obviously. So you want to watch the area when it comes and does something like that. That's potentially an area you would want to watch. Let me check out these. I think I got a message. Four. Oh yeah, and then I was going to share something with you guys too. Thanks for reminding me of this. So what I wanted to share with you guys was the fact of having setups, right? Because a lot of people are like, how many trades are you taking? Why are you taking so many? Why do you trade that way? Part of the reason why I do what I do is because I've been trading for quite some time, guys. So I don't just do one setup. I do multiple setups. I put in different lots, and that way I can get as much as I can from trading. That's what this is all about, right? This is about maximizing your income, and if you can do that, why not, right? So I'm gonna break this down on the smaller time frame. That way you guys can see that. As we wrap up the call, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the news a little bit. So I'll move over to that portion of tonight's segment. I appreciate you guys for being on the call, and I appreciate you guys for watching. Let me know your feedback. Let me know what it is that you're needing work on. That way I can make those videos around that and be able to help you guys understand a little bit more in depth. Obviously, this is a little bit more advanced. So for, the people that are first time watching this, it might be a little bit challenging to keep up with charts. And I get it. I used to think the same thing. Trust me, I barely graduated high school. So for me to do all this stuff was quite the experience. I'd say that. Okay. So this is where we're going to look for a potential buy as well on AUD USD. Right above the baby blue line, which is a 800-day EMA. So we might not be looking too good for the buy on this pair. So just take a look at that area and look at and see what it does at this 300 area. So at this 30 pip count, it's at 31. So look and see what it does at that area, because what it does at that area is going to determine the trend in this pair. So look for a potential reversal pretty soon. If not, now it's going to happen soon, because we were looking at the news prior to this week, and it was looking like they wanted to go in a different direction for that pair. So just be on the lookout for the sell as well at 300. If not lower than that. So look for it in between that 30 and 15 point count. Okay, so have your trades ready for take profit for at least 20 to 25 points. and have your stop losses at about 10. That way you risk to reward that way. That way you're not losing too much money plugging in these trades because you're leveraging higher, right? Because as you start trusting your leverage, you start trusting your trading strategy, right? So what I want you guys to do with your guys' first withdrawal is go buy something that you guys are going to see on a daily basis. Go buy a laptop. We got ourselves a laptop, right? So we see that every day. That's what, keeps us going. And that's what helps us understand, when I have, losing streaks, because you will have losing streaks. Every great trader has losing streaks. That's how you get greater, right? You're going to have these streaks of wins, and that's going to be good. But when you have your streaks of losses, that's going to be very important for you to be resilient and have something to remind you that, everything's good, that you got that from trading. Because let's face it, guys, there's only 3 things out there that are truly, truly, truly going to give you a great return on your investment. And that is obviously investing in real estate. That's about only 7% return on a monthly basis, right? And look what's happening right now in the 300 area. It's giving you a nice red candle. So it's telling you it did not want to go up. So that's an engulfing bearish pattern. That's what it's looking like it's wanting to do right in front of us. So that's why you don't want to jump into trades. For the people that are wondering, like, why is this guy talking on here? Because you want to see the play of your trade first. You want to see what it wants to play, and then you want to take your trade. You want to jump into your trade just because somebody told you to or because they've been watching it. What does that even mean? There's certain pairs that are selling, right? But at the same time, there's certain pairs that are buying. And that's what you have to understand, that the market plays that way, right? You have to understand that certain people have watched each pair like a great amount of hours. Like what I would say is invest at least 10,000 hours into each pair. That's how you're going to learn how to get better at this. And spend time with a coach, spend time marking up charts, spend time on calls like this, marking up charts. All right, really appreciate you guys for your time. So right here, as we were looking for the buy above the EMA, obviously you see right here that it's a pretty strong indication that it wants to come back down and tap this line to make the EMA come down a little bit more. And if you're in this trade, you would look for a sell after obviously the blue area. That'd be probably the next area where it'd give you another entry for a sell, because you don't want to jump into trades. But you see where your cat was formed. And again, I like being live with you guys because I'm able to illustrate this on a live trade for the people that are watching this on the replay. This is a live setup that AUD USD is giving us for the London Tokyo session, which is why it's playing right now. This is actually one of the sessions that's actually closing right now. And I was going to share that with you guys and wrap the call up with that part. So I appreciate you guys for, again, watching this video. Appreciate you guys' time. So tomorrow morning, a lot of my information comes from obviously Forex Factory. I spend a great amount of time on here. So now to become a great trader, you don't have to spend that much time on here. I just spend a lot of time on here because I educate, I coach other people. I help people put strategies together, and I help people maximize their potential, which is why I make these calls flexible, and I make these calls every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, obviously those are days for you. And we have a mindset masterminding call on Sunday nights to plan out our week so that we can actually be profitable in these markets. And the people that are in our groups, I want you guys to keep checking out the trading groups, to keep checking out the Telegram groups. That way you're staying in synchronicity with your trading, with your charting, and with your education. Because everything FX is going to have your education, like I mentioned to you guys earlier. You're going to marry that with our one-on-one sessions. That way we can help you apply this information so that you can become a successful trader and you stop giving your money to binary options people that are just helping you just, buy a contract and sell a contract. Like, what does that really mean? Like, do you realize what that means? And that means that you're going to TD Ameritrade getting about what I was going to go into, 5% at the most in your return. You don't even get that. You get actually 1 to 3% when you go to the bank and put your money in the savings account. So they actually upped it from, I think it was like 0.7 to like 1.1, and now it's at like 1.1 to 3%. So okay, 3%, you get 3% return, right? So remember that, guys, right? 3%. And then real estate gives you about 7% a month on return. That's pretty good, right? But the Forex market is also one of the highest and most liquidable markets. That's third up there. I want to say that's first, because your return, if you average 5% on your Forex trading monthly, if you average 5% return monthly on your Forex trading, you potentially be a millionaire in 5 years. And if you're willing to put in the time, I'm not saying that that every trader is going to be a millionaire, because a lot of people are going to say they want to do this and they're going to not put in the time. Like like a lot of these great athletes that are great say, that's why you understand people that have been doing this for a long time. They understand exactly what it is they're doing. They don't care if somebody's on the call, if people get on the call. They're just doing this to document trading so that they can continue to get better as well. And that's what's bringing these communities and these people together. Because I hear a lot of people waiting for these calls now, like, hey, have we posted this call on YouTube? And that's one of those things to where it's a blessing to hear that. And I appreciate every single one of my teammates that watches this on their own time, because this is what this is all about. This is why I built this way, so that you can understand trading through the one-on-one coaching sessions, because it makes a lot more sense to you, rather than if you're just trying to learn on YouTube, whatever you can. Chances are that if you're trying to figure it out, you're not doing it God's way, because God never said to figure it out. God said to ask and you shall receive. He didn't say to figure it out. I have yet to see a Bible scripture that says figure it out on your own. I have yet to see that. But I hear a lot of people say, hey, look, I want to figure it out on my own. Okay, well, all right, go figure it out on your own. Let me know how that works for you. And you're going to probably say it works well just because your pride's going to be speaking, right? But when you go look at yourself in the mirror, that's when you're going to speak to yourself differently. Or you probably don't even want to speak to yourself, which that indirectly shows you where it is that you are truly as a person, right? Simply because of lack of financial literacy. A lot of people decide to bash these things because they don't have the proper financial literacy. They also don't have the proper friends in their life. They have friends that are pulling them away from things that they need to be taken care of on an everyday basis. You know what I mean? I understand you like certain things, but I also understand that your life is a priority, and what you need to do as a person comes above anything else in this world, right? Obviously, the purpose comes from God, because if you're connected with God, which is why I love Forex, and that's why I love talking about this stuff, is that's what's going to connect you every single day to God, is your connection with God, obviously, right? But what does that look like on a daily basis? Some days are crappier than others. Let's face it, right? A lot of people sometimes are, having really bad days because they haven't learned how to shift their perspective. And instead of saying bad days, we should be getting in the habit of saying good days. I'm having good trades. I'm having good setups. I'm watching my market. I'm seeing what this is doing. I'm on these calls. I'm sharing these calls. I'm posting these calls on YouTube. That way people can have these calls available for them, right? So with that being said, guys, I'm planning on trading tomorrow as well, NZD, USD, because it has a couple red folders coming out. So I'm looking for a couple breaks in the market tomorrow. So it's going to be a great setup for tomorrow. And again, guys, if you guys need the setups from tonight that I was going to get into, you guys can rewatch this video, watch on the replay for that, and take note of what you need. Obviously, you don't need everything that I'm sharing with you, but take note of what you need. A lot of this is for everybody, right? Which is why I encourage the one-on-one segments, so that you can get a little bit more personalized training, so that you can understand this a little bit better. If you're still finding yourself confused, and if you're finding value from these calls, hey, keep watching. Let me know what it is that you would like to learn a little bit more on, and I will do my best to tailor this to my audience, because I do also have my teammates that I do these calls around their plan. That way they can pick things up from these calls as well. So I try to make this for everybody as much as I can. Obviously, there's only so much time there's so much time, which is why I appreciate you guys' time, and I'm not going to take too much of it. I hope that you guys are finding value of this. One last thing I wanted to share with you guys was the actual session that it's playing. I will always share with you guys what session is playing before I end these calls. just so you guys know what trades to get into. So right now I concluded the Sydney Tokyo session, which is why you saw that break in AUD USD. But now it went back to a potential buy. You see that? Like, you see how it slowed down? Oh, shoot, my fault. This is the last thing I'm ending with, guys. That way you guys can get to your trading, get to your people, and enjoy your life like we love to encourage everyone to do. That way you can do exactly what it is that you want to do. That's why trading is here for you guys. So you guys can make this an avenue to do whatever it is you guys want to do in life. That's the whole point, right? So as you guys see this, it's slowed down from coming down. But you're still going to play that move in this area because of what it's sharing with you in the forex markets folder for the news. That's what you're looking for there. So you're looking for a potential short sell. So that's playing that right now. I'm just going to keep that for my record. And then go back, obviously. That's why I gave you that break, because it closed out the Sydney session. So as it closes out, it gives you a nice little break in the market that you can catch. So you can plan on those breaks. It at least gives you 2 per trade. Obviously, it gives you one to start at 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, my time. And then right now, I'll give you a break when it closes at 12 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video with that. So if you don't have the websites written down, go ahead and write them down really quickly. And I will tag them. I will do my best to tag them on my YouTube when I post this on YouTube. And that's going to be Everything FX for your academy. I would love to help you navigate through that. You can set up for a free online account. They have it set up that way for the people that know about Astro FX and know about Sean and what he does as a trader and how he was able to put that free platform for a lot of traders to understand how to navigate through news and through proper charting and through proper planning in your charting, because a lot of what's going to happen as a trader and what's going to determine your success is your charting, is you being able to stay on point with the academy, like with being able to learn, develop, place your trades, be okay with failure at first. You have to be okay with these things. And at first it's difficult as a human, because when you're being taught that you're the best and you're being, in a market that's showing you otherwise, you're not going to want to do it for too long. That's where the coaching is going to come into play. And that's when you're going to need someone like myself, positive videos that are on YouTube. So I encourage you to keep watching this. That way you can have positive content for your life, and you can, make yourself a little bit more successful as a trader. And hey, if you apply some of these trading strategies to life, it's also going to help you guys understand life a little bit better, right? Because it's all about giving others light in the dark. And that's what I want to end it with, guys. I want to help you guys understand that all I'm here to do is give you guys light in a dark, area. Because I don't know where you guys are in life, but I know that when I first started this, before I became successful in trading and doing what I'm doing as a person, I was in a very dark area. I was in a very dark spot in life. I didn't know where I was going to go. I didn't know where my next, I guess paycheck was going to come from, because I was working a job at the time. So I was looking like, a mess, to say the least. I didn't have confidence because I didn't know where I was going, right? Because if you don't know where you're going, you're not going to have confidence to do anything. So I didn't have confidence. And I realized that through these markets, I was able to connect to God, which is why I love trading Forex above anything. And the money's good. I love the money too, but God is good, right? I love the connection that me and God have. And I wouldn't have been able to do this without the Forex markets. I wanted to do God before, but work was just there, right? Work is there. Like, you have to do work. And when you have to do work, you don't have so much time to think about God, your plans, your vision, your imagination, your intuition, your reasoning, your memory, your will. You don't have time to use all these things because you have to be listening to your boss that's, telling you what to do. And that's essentially the patterns that you get into. You condition your mind that way, which is why it's very hard and difficult for you to listen to a video like this. But I encourage you to break this down, digest this week by week, week by week. Stay consistent. Keep track of your progress, because any progress made is success. And that's what I'm here to share with you guys. So I thank you guys for hopping on this call tonight. I'm going to wrap it up with that. Thank you guys for watching. I truly appreciate you guys. God bless you guys all. And thank you guys for watching Mindset University.